Hey guys, this is Techo Freak. Welcome to episode 4 of my custom story creation tutorial for Amnesia Rebirth. And today we're going to be talking about lighting. I'm here in our level that we made last episode. As you can see, it's pretty dark. We definitely need some lighting here. You can't see very much. Today's episode, we're going to talk about some lighting. We're going to put down some candles and lanterns and stuff and show you guys how to connect some lights to those and get your level lit up. So I'm going to go ahead and exit the game now. I just wanted to show you guys what our map looks like at the moment. So we'll go ahead and leave there, and let's switch you guys to the level editor here. So here I have our map that we worked on last time, and let's start by adding some lights here to start. So this will only be the basics of lighting. I won't be talking about too many advanced concepts with regarding light. I think I'll save that for a future episode, because if I do an episode about advanced lighting and show you every option and stuff, it could easily go over 30 to 40 minutes of just explaining. So let's just do some basic lighting and just show you guys how you can get your map lit up. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing I want is to put down some lights around the room. So I'm going to go under entities, and let's go under Arabic Fort, and if there's lamps in the category, that's usually like a category called lamps, and just make sure you have nothing entered here. So it looks like we have lamps right here, so we're going to go ahead and place one down here. Grid controls are on, so I'm going to put it down here. Yeah, that's fine. We'll grab it and we'll bring it up here. And I'm thinking of just putting it right in this archway here. That's a good spot for it. Maybe a bit further back. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So usually with lights, if you go in the entity section here, they have special values just for the light. So you have these two right here: connected light and lamp. So I want it to be off to start. And then we will talk about the connected light, but you can connect lights that you have in the room to these lamps that you have, any light source pretty much. And we will do that, but first I want to just talk about getting these in the level first. So we got one down. I'm thinking of putting some like wall candles on the walls around here, maybe getting one on the table here as well. So let's do that. One of my favorite places to look for lights is under, I believe it's under, French colonization, and then, not storage, I think it is lamps as well, yeah. So here's all the lamps that we can use. I'm going to go for some of these wall lamps here and put them on the walls, but you guys can obviously pick whatever you guys want. So let's do this. I might fast forward through some of these bits because it might just be kind of boring, just me putting down lamps. Alright, so we got these down. I did come up with a little idea. I think maybe on the opposite side, just to kind of change it up, we'll put like a candle, but they have like the ones that don't have any like lighting properties, like this one right here. So I think it'd be cool to just kind of put this one here. So let's get that one there. That way it isn't like too symmetrical. There's a little bit of variation there. Let me get my grid controls on here, and let's rotate this. And I think it looks good. Yeah, it looks good. And then I think instead of putting another one here, let's put one like on the table. Since I'm going to put one on the table, I will change the properties of this table here and make it static. I don't want to, sometimes these can be, you can grab these and move these. I don't want the player grabbing and moving this one when there's a candle on top, because the candle can't move. It's like kind of like a static, you can't move it. So we got that. So let's get another candle here. Let's do this one. Yeah, we'll do just a regular candle here. Let's put it right on there. And just in case you want to put something on a surface, you can always toggle this setting here if you're unaware. Yep, that's fine. And I will also put a bit of a prop down here. Let's go to ornaments. Let's do, I guess we could do bottled alcohol. Yeah, that's fine. So what I want to do is I want to like, using this candle, I want to kind of like generate a bit of a shadow with the candle. Let's move the candle back a little bit. I want to kind of line it up with the bottle here. Yeah, I think there is fine. So what I want to do is I want to create like a bit of a shadow effect using a spotlight, just to kind of show you guys how that's done. So let's line it up there, and I'll show you guys how to do that in a moment. So we got our lights down. I'm going to toggle the lit option on all of these here. I don't want them to be on, I'll show you guys how we're gonna do this in a moment here once we finish unlighting all of these. Right, I think this one we just turned off, but let's just double check. It's not, it's on. Okay. All right, so we have them all turned off, and now I'm gonna show you guys how to do a connected light. So this one's off as well, and we can do what's called a connected light to the entity. And let's place a light down, and we'll go ahead and connect that light to our lamp. So let's do a point light. So if you guys missed the first episode, a point light is just essentially a radius of light, one circle of light you can see there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it very close to this this lamp here. Let's do it right there. We could probably move it a little bit more, but I think that's okay. Looks like I'm moving the towel as well here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and click on this, and let's go ahead and change the setting here. I want a larger radius. Let's do like a radius of like 8. That looks pretty good. If you're not sure about how far your thing extends, you can kind of zoom out and you can see exactly what it affects. I want this to be like the brightest light in the room. We might make the candles a little less bright. Yeah, so we'll do that. So we got that, and let's take a note of this, the name of the light here. So I'm probably gonna rename it to like light 1. Maybe it's light underscore 1. Do light underscore 1, and then what we'll do is we'll come to this light here, and then we're gonna do light underscore 1, and then now we have it connected to this light. So essentially now when we light up this light right here, this oil lamp, this point light should also light up alongside it. So we're gonna go ahead and go in the game and test that. But I just want to make a comment here. So in connected light, you don't have to just have one light connected. You can have multiple. So if you hover over this, you can see it makes a mention to this. You can separate the names with a space or a comma, and then you can specify how many other settings about how it affects the other lights that it's connected to here. But you could connect multiple lights if you wanted to affect multiple lights. I just want to affect one right here. We might do that on this one here. We might connect multiple to that one. So let's go ahead and go in game and just test to make sure we're working fine. Before that though, we will need a matchbox to light up these lamps. So let's search matchbox. I'll go to all here and I'll type in match, and we'll grab the matchbox there. Let's put the matchbox right in here. I think that's a good spot for it. Let's like give it a little rotation here. Yeah, make it a little sideways there. Now we'll give the player 2 to start, I guess. And let's put this one here, and I guess we'll rotate this one as well, just to kind of make it look a little bit, give it a little bit of difference there. Let's move it over a little bit more. I'm going to use the freeform here and move it a little closer there. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. 2 matchboxes there. Alright, so let's save our map here. Let's go ahead and go in game. So I'm going to open up our program here. We're going to launch it from our program here. Actually, guys, before we go into that level, I did make a bit of a mistake when we wrapped up the last episode. So we created a new level last time, and we didn't create a folder for the level. So you just see if we go into our mods folder, the wake, we just dropped it in the maps folder. that's incorrect. You want to make sure you create a folder with the same name as your map file when you create it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do new folder, and we'll call it starting room here, and go ahead and copy these files into starting room. So that's all of them. And note, if you launch your map and there is no .hps file, which is the script file, it is this one right here, it will actually auto generate one for you. So it would just auto generate one with like the basic stuff, and you can start using it. So that's actually pretty useful. So we have ours auto generated here. So now we have it organized properly. I did close the level editor. This is just a different instance I have here, and we will reopen our map in that directory there. But just as a note, when you create a new map, make sure you create its own folder within the maps folder. That way you don't have all these files just lying around here. That would be bad. So make sure you do that. And we gotta populate our HPS file, our script file that we made for this new level. So just to show you guys how we would get that new folder to come up, if you notice here it doesn't update, you have to tell it to update the files here when you want it to update. I'm not the biggest fan of this program, but that's just the way it works here. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click on our project folder here, and then we're going to do import files from directory, and we'll just reselect our maps folder here. This should already be the mods folder, the mod name folder here, the wake. So we're going to do that, and again, I always like to double check that these are here when I do it, so I'm just going to make sure that I got HPS, Lang, CFG, and HPC. And we'll go ahead and hit OK to import that. So if we hit the down arrow here, we go under maps. Now we should see our folder there and our HPS file. So this is like the dummy HPS file that's generated by the program when you don't have an HPS file for a room, as you can see. So what we'll do is we're just gonna copy over the same stuff we have in this other sample HPS file and paste it over here. So let's go ahead and get rid of these and paste this here. And we put this line here last time, the player set can run, just to kind of test. So let's get rid of that line. We don't need it right now. That way we can run around and just save up this file here. And we should be good to launch our map now. So let's go ahead and launch it, and let's pop in now and check that lighting again. All right, so we're starting up here. And we're loading in now. And now, yep, everything looks fine here now. So again, we have our dark map here. So let's grab these match boxes here, and then let's activate a match. And let's go ahead and light our lamp here. As you can see, we lit up the whole radius that you saw that we created. We lit up here. So our connection between our lamp and our light is working correctly. So we're gonna have to go ahead and do that for the other ones. You can see our candles here, and we can light these, but I guess I'll light them just so I can show you that these lamps aren't exactly the brightest here. As you can see, they barely illuminate the wall that they're on, and as opposed to this one illuminates a lot. I kind of want this one to be the brightest one. So I will leave this one at that radius. I like that radius, but these we'll have to change these here. We'll put a smaller radius on these, just because I feel like candles are not as bright as this big lantern here. So, all right, let's exit from the game here, and then let's go ahead and switch back over here. We'll go ahead and minimize this, and I'll actually have to reopen the level editor here and reopen our map. Alright, and let's bring over the level loader here, and and just again, just regarding what I did last time, make sure when you do a save as, you go under under like your mods folder here, and you go under the wake is our folder and maps. Make sure you create a new folder in here, and then save the map in there. Don't save it outside here. That's a no-no. But let's go ahead and open our map now. So just wanted to make sure I clarify that. It did result in a bit of a bug when I loaded up the game the first time. So let's go ahead and go into our map, starting room, and here we are. All right, here's our room. It's a larger perspective view. So here we are. We're back in our map now. All right, so actually, before we do the point lights for these, there is one thing I want to do. So you notice when we load into the map, it's pretty dark. It's pretty like pitch dark in the room. What I want to do actually is add a little bit of light to the room naturally. And normally that's not the, you know, obviously a room is going to be dark, but it creates what I want to do is I want to have some control over the ambient light in the room. So I'm going to make it a little bit brighter than dark, just so the player can see a little better in the map. Then what I'm going to do is maybe in either the scripting video or in a video in the future, what I'm thinking is maybe we just, when we want to spook the player, we can just turn off that big area light and then scare the player. And I'll kind of explain that a little more in a moment. So what we're going to do, I'm going to make a box light around our room here. So let's get a light here, and let's get a box light here. So let's go above our room here, and I'm going to be generous with the area here, but we probably don't want this big of a little box normally. So let's go like that, and let's click it like that. All right, so we got the box light. Clearly it just absolutely destroyed the light in the room. It's so bright in this room. We're going to go ahead and click on that box light. We're going to go ahead and lower the brightness, and it's gonna have to be something very low. I'm thinking 0.01, so like 1% of the light, and I think that'll look okay. I want to hop into the room and just kind of see what it looks like. So let's relaunch the room here and see what it looks like. So we're launching it back up. I'll also just bring up the level editor here while that game is loading. And let's switch over and let's see. So it should be a little bit brighter than just absolute darkness, ideally. But we could obviously modify that value. Yeah. So if you compare the way it looked before, clearly this is much brighter. You can kind of see off into the distance too. It's pretty good. Maybe I could even do it a little lower, but I think this is pretty good. So let's go ahead and exit here now again. Again, the idea, at least the idea in my head, is like the player triggers some event, and then we'll like disable this box light or something, like a scripted event, and we'll disable this box light and we'll spook the player because the whole map will just suddenly get darker than it was before. So I think that's a really cool cool thing to do. That seems like really spooky if the player's in the map. So I think that's a great idea. We'll do that. We'll see how we feel going forward if we want to change that, but I think that's a really cool idea, and we'll keep that for now. No, I will change something about this box light here. There is a function, it's called a blend function. This chooses what happens when it interacts with other lights that are inside of its area. So for example, we have like replace, we have add, we had average. Replace means that it will take over any light sources within its radius. Add means it'll add them together, and average means it'll average the brightness of the lights together. So I'm gonna do add here, and then that way, like if someone turns on a light, it'll add on to the light in the room, and I think that'd be good. Also, I did make a document I want to share with you guys. I did make a document that highlights what all these buttons do for every single light source, and give a detailed explanation as to what you can do with them, some examples of what happens when you trigger them and stuff like that. So I will put that in the link in the description. It's probably just going to be like a Google Doc for you guys to see with a picture and stuff. So feel free to look at that. It's a bit of a sneak peek as to our advanced lighting video that we'll do in a later episode. But if you guys want to read up about it now, I'll put it in the description. So we got the light now. So let's go ahead and start adding point lights around here. All right, so we went ahead and added all those lights. So we get, if you put the _2 at the end of it and you duplicate it, it will just add another number to the one at the end here. So very useful to add the underscore and then the number. And then yeah, we just went ahead and connected all these lights to the appropriate light here. So they all should be connected. And we should be good on that front. So when they're all connected, we'll test it out when we load in. But the other thing I wanted to test to do is put a spotlight here to kind of cast a shadow on this like bottle here. I think that'd be a really cool effect. These are like very minor details. They're not must-dos, but this light doesn't actually cast the only lights that can cast shadows are the spotlights. So you usually want to place the spotlights where there's objects to kind of, you know, give it more of a realistic effect. So let's go ahead and do a spotlight. So let's go ahead and go to light. Let's go to spot, and then we will drop the light. Let's drop it right here, and then we'll click it over here. Or hold on, we gotta click and drag here, and then like kind of go up here. And then there we have our radius. So let's move it up. We're gonna put it right next to the candle, and then we'll probably angle it down a little bit here. So we'll put it right there. We'll call it light. Let's call it light spot 1, and then we will go ahead and rotate this here. And I think that's good there. Yeah, that's good there. And then what we'll do is on this light spot, we will make sure we toggle cast shadows here. And then we will let's turn off the ambient light here. We can probably leave the ambient light. It'd be good. We'll turn it off for now, just to get this done properly. So the radius I think looks fine, but let's increase the radius a little bit here. We're starting to get a little shadow here, but we want it a little better. Usually decreasing the fall off power is a good call here. Let's do like 0.8. Let's see with that. Yeah, it's getting a little sharper there. Let's do 0.6. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. We can get a little sharper if we wanted to, but I think it's pretty good. I don't want to over brighten this wall when this light turns on, so I think that's pretty good. We got a little shadow going there. We could make it sharper if we wanted, but I think that's fine. And we can name the light spot 1. So now we'll connect it to this light as well. And like I mentioned before, if you read this, the description here on the connected light, it says possible to add many lights by separating the names with space and or comma. Wildcards can be used. So we separate them with a space or comma. Let's just, I guess we'll do like a comma here, and we'll do I believe called it light spot 1. So let's do light spot 1 here. All right, and then we got that now. So let's go ahead and hit save here. We got those connected. We got light 6. So I think we got everything here we wanted. We're gonna load up the game in a moment. So I showed you guys how to use box lights. I showed you guys how to do point lights connected to the lamps. And I showed you guys the usage of spotlights. I think we got all the basics of the lights covered pretty much. So let's load up the map and have a look and see how it looks. So we'll open up our tool here. And we'll run our map, and then we'll switch the level editor here as well, just to have it open. We'll switch the game here. All right, we're loading in, and here it is. All right, we're in the level. So I don't want to turn on any other lights right now. Let's grab the matchboxes. I want to just test out the light over here first. Make sure that works fine. I don't want to pollute the room with more light. So let's strike a match here and let's light this up. And as you can see, we got our shadow. So we've connected that spotlight properly to the lamp. You can see the area is also lit up. So we definitely got the other spotlight to work. So let's light up another match. Let's try out our other lights here, and let's go ahead and light those. Like this one. Really, these matches really don't last very long. And then let's light up this one, and here we go. So We got a pretty well lit up room. We might want like a light in the middle somewhere so we don't get these harsh shadows if you just want to for something more casual, although this would be a little bit more realistic here. So that's pretty much it for the basics of lighting. We didn't talk about too much. We didn't talk about too much detail here in terms of all the settings there. As I mentioned, I will leave a document in the description that goes over every single option in the lighting. I wrote it myself. I took the time to test it all and make sure it was working. In a future episode, I probably will talk about it, probably advanced lighting, and talk about every single detail about every light and what they do, and go over that. But this is just the basics, getting our level lit up, getting it ready for the user to start playing in, start lighting up some matches and lighting up some lamps and stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think it was a very informative one. In the next episode, I think we'll be talking about the basics of scripting. I'm not sure if there's something else I want to cover. I haven't thought about it just yet, but I've had a lot of requests for starting on the scripting of the game. So I think next will be scripting. As always, guys, I hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you subscribe, leave a like on the video, and leave comments on what you want to see in future videos. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Bye.